Hello, everybody. This is Miss Nancy from the Clearview Library District, and I am here to have a camping adventure with you today. We are having a camping adventure because this is part of our Clearview Reads promotion. Clearview Reads is when the Friends and Foundation of the library pick a book, and we have an author come. And this time's book is a book called Braving It, and it's by a man named James Campbell. And it's about him and his daughter, who is about 15 at the time, going on wilderness adventures in Alaska. So we're doing all kinds of camping and wilderness adventure and hiking and Arctic animals and all kinds of programming around that theme. So that's why we are on a camping adventure. Okay? Now you've hopefully picked up a kit. We're going to have a really quick little story time about camping, and then we are going to make the crafts that are inside your kit. Okay? So are you ready? Let's get started, okay? We'll be hiking through the forest when we camp. We'll be hiking through the forest when we camp. We'll be hiking through the forest as we sing a happy chorus. We'll be hiking through the forest when we camp. We'll be singing round the campfire when we camp. We'll be singing around the campfire when we camp. We'll be singing songs about hiking. We'll be singing songs about fishing. We'll be singing round the campfire when we camp. We will all be kind to nature when we camp. We will all be kind to nature when we camp. We won't throw our trash around or pick flowers from the ground. We will all be kind to nature when we camp. Okay, guys, so we are going camping now, okay? And we have a good book today to read. I'm going to do this a little closer so you can see the pictures. And it's called Into the Outdoors. And it's about a family who goes camping. Okay? Into the Outdoors. Look at what they're doing. Can you see it? What are they doing? Yeah, they're loading up their car to go camping. They have a lot of stuff, don't they? We are going camping. Leaving the city down in the valley, we head up into the mountains. So we're leaving this, we're leaving the city down in the valley, and we're going up into the mountains. Okay, can you go down and then up? Yes, you can. We drive over a bridge. Over. Yes. Isn't it pretty? And under the towering pine trees. It's underneath. Oh, good. At last, we arrive in the great outdoors. What do you think they're going to do now? Let's see. We pitch our tent among the trees, and we set off along the hiking trail. Now, if you notice, I have pitched a tent behind me, and hopefully you pitched a little tent. If you haven't during story time, maybe you'll want to do it after story time. Okay? But you can always pitch a tent with a couple chairs or tables and a blanket or a sheet. The trail winds around the lake. Yes, it does. Who is watching them? Yes, we have a bear and a porcupine and a fox. and across a sparkling stream. Wouldn't that be fun? Yes, you should go hiking, shouldn't you? We walk between two big rocks. Go right between. And climb up to the very top of the mountain. But the eagle is higher still, soaring over our heads. He's clear up there, isn't he? You see him? There he is. Yes. On the way down the mountain, we pass behind a towering waterfall. Wouldn't that be fun to go behind a waterfall? Oh, that'd be really fun. Hopefully on a hot day, huh? And through a grassy meadow. Here we go, through the meadow. When we return to the camp, the sun slowly drifts behind the mountain. What is it time for now? Stars shimmer throughout the sky while we sit around the campfire. As we climb into our tent, the other tent's a little nicer than mine, isn't it? I think about the chipmunk skipping down its hole. Can you see it? And the squirrel scampering up a tree. There he goes, up he goes. And a woodpecker settling into his nest. He's in the tree, isn't he? And a porcupine snuggling inside its log. Look at him. Can you see him going in there? And a duck tucking its bill under its wing. Yes. Alongside each other, we dream our dreams. Beside the lake and beneath the moon, yes, outside in the great outdoors. And that was into the outdoors. Okay, I'm going to move this back just a little bit. Okay, so in your kit today, we have 3 crafts that you can do that you might take with you to the outdoors, or you might play with at home too. And one of them is your hiking necklace. Okay? And on this hiking necklace, we have some colored beads, and then we have some kind of clear beads, and we have a whistle, and we have a flashlight. Let me see if I can turn it on for you. Now, why do you think you might need a flashlight if you're, going into the great outdoors? It was blinking at me. There it goes. So why would you need a flashlight? You could use it to find your way around when it gets dark, because there are no light bulbs or light fixtures to turn on. And you have a whistle that you can put on this. Now, you're not going to want to blow that very much in the house. Do you know why you have a whistle on a hiking necklace? You have it because if you get lost in the woods or you can't tell where the other people are, You can blow this whistle like crazy, and people will be able to hear you, okay? So you can put those beads and the whistle and the flashlight on your piece of string. Now I want to show you one more thing that's pretty cool. Do you see these little clear, they're not quite clear, they're kind of opaque beads? Those are actually sensitive to the sun. So if you have your necklace on and you're out hiking and those beads turn colors, that means that there's a lot of sun. And you should put some sunscreen on the parts of your skin that are exposed to the sun because you might get sunburned. And especially if you're in the mountains, the sun's a little closer to you, so you might need to think about sunscreen. Okay? Now you can put your beads on in any pattern you want. Your whistle and your flashlight will probably kind of hang near the bottom. Okay? So after we're all done with this, you can work on that. That's one of your crafts. Okay, now another one of the crafts that we have is going to maybe look something like this when it's done. And that is your campfire, okay? So if you are playing in a tent, you might want a campfire. You could put it somewhere near your tent. So you could pretend that you are cooking hot dogs or making s'mores over the campfire. Okay? So this one is kind of fun, guys. You are going to take your piece of white paper, and I'm going to put it kind of on my lap, so hopefully you can see it. Let's get a little closer. Okay, so there it is. And I'm going to turn it so it's up and down because that'll give me a little more room. Now, you have yellow paint and you have red paint, okay? So you are going to add just a little bit of water, about a tablespoon, but you don't need to measure, okay? But just enough water that the paint gets runnier. And I just put the water in and then I shook them, but I made absolutely sure my lids were on really tight so I didn't get paint everywhere. Okay? So after you've added the water and shaken them, you're going to open up your paints and set them aside, the lids, okay? Now, one thing you're going to want to do when you do this is make sure that you are not going to get paint all over everywhere. So you might want to have a cover on the table while you're painting and make sure that there's nothing out here in front of your picture that wouldn't be beautiful covered in red and yellow paint because you might get some out there. Now, you have a straw, okay? You can blow in it, but that's not what we're doing right now. You are going to put the straw in the paint, okay? And you just set it down and then put a finger over the top. Now I'm going to put my paint back so you can see this, okay? And I'm going to let that paint out of the straw. And then I'm going to go like this. And look at what is happening. It's moving. Now I might want to get some red. So I put it in there and I bring it out, drop it on there. Now, not to worry because you have a lot of paint here. So you can do this a bunch of times. Look at what it's looking like. Does it kind of look like a fire? A little bit, doesn't it? Okay. And see if it drops anywhere? I can just blow it. Now, something else that's kind of cool is happening. Can you tell me what it is? The yellow and the red are mixing together a little bit, and they make orange. So your fire is going to be red and yellow and orange. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I think my fire needs to go up here a little bit more, so I'm going to put some of the paint up there. Now, when you're blowing on this paint, do you have a lot of control over where it goes? No, you don't. Not at all. So be careful. But remember that fires aren't something that you can control a lot either. So the fire is going to look like it looks, okay? Oh, look at that. Well, that's kind of cool. Now you might want to tip your paper down a little bit in case that wants to go down. We're just going to do a little bit more, but you can do a lot more when you do yours, okay? Now, you know how we were talking about how you can't control where this fire goes on the paper? When you are out in the backcountry in the wilderness and you build a fire with your family to cook your food, making a fire and cooking on it is an adult thing. Kids need to be super careful around a fire because it is really dangerous. And when you're all done and you're leaving the wilderness, you need to make absolutely sure that that fire is really put out. Okay, now I'm going to say that mine is done. And so when I look at it, that's kind of what it looks like. But it could look like that. Which do you think is better? I kind of like it like this. So then I am going to get some glue. You know how I like glue. And I'm going to put a whole bunch of glue near the bottom of the fire. And I can put some of my logs down here. Okay? So I'm going to put a couple logs right there. And then I might want to put a log over the top. And use lots of glue, guys. Mine doesn't want to stick, but that's partly because it's on my legs, you know? And that makes it a little harder. But make sure you get lots of glue. Okay? So I'm kind of putting glue everywhere. There. And this is what I have so far. I have some more sticks. You probably have about 5 sticks to put in your fire. So just get those sticks in there because a fire needs sticks. And there we go. Okay, so there is my campfire. Now, you do have to set it down somewhere to dry, don't you? Okay, so that they don't fall off because that's what mine are doing. Okay, I'm going to put it on the floor. Okay? Okay, now I'm going to kind of move this stuff aside and I'm going to put the lids on so I don't spill any paint. And then I'm going to show you your third craft. Okay, and this one might be my favorite. Okay, so you get to make s'mores on a stick. And for this craft, or this snack, you will have some graham crackers in a baggie. You will have 3 sticks, like cake pop sticks. And you will have a baggie that has some chocolate chips and some marshmallows. Okay, now because we don't have a real campfire right here, we are going to make cake pop style s'mores. So we are going to take the 3 cake pop sticks and put a marshmallow on the end of each one. Now, if we were really out camping, we would have really long sticks and we would put these over our campfire and let them get brown and toasty and hot. But we can't do that right now because we're camping in our living rooms, aren't we? So you have 1, 2, 3 marshmallows on the end of the sticks. Now, you are going to give the chocolate chips to an adult at your house, and they can take the chocolate chips and take them into the kitchen and put them in a glass bowl and heat them in the microwave or in a double boiler until they're all liquidy, okay? Meanwhile, you can take these graham crackers, and you want to be a little tiny bit careful, but you can crunch them up in this baggie, okay? So just crunch them into little bits. Try not to break your baggie, okay? Okay, so we're getting it all crunched up, and it's kind of fun. It's really good for your hands, too, to make them really super strong to write with. So you're just going to have all these crumbs in here, okay? When you think they're small enough, you'll be fine. And then you can have the adult at your house get you a dish to put these in, okay? And then you can take one of these, and you can dip it in the hot melted chocolate. And after you've dipped it in the chocolate, you can dip it in those crumbs and roll it around a little bit, and then set it somewhere like this, like in a cup, to let it cool and let the chocolate get hard. And then you can eat your s'more stick, okay? And there's enough for you to make at least 3 of them. Okay, so you can eat one, and you could give one to an adult in your house, or you could give 2 to the adults in your house, or you could give one to a brother or sister or a friend, whatever you think. Okay? Dip them in the chocolate, and then dip them in the crumbs, and roll them around until the crumbs are all over the chocolate, and then let them cool. Okay? Now, I hope you have fun doing those things. I have fun doing them, I know. Make sure, adults, that if you are in the room, which you hopefully will be, that you snap a pic while they're doing their crafts or while they're interacting with me in the stories, because we love to see the pictures of your kids having fun with us. Okay? And take a picture of your necklace or of your campfire or of your marshmallow s'mores on a stick. Okay? Okay, take care, have fun camping, and we will see you later. Okay? Okay, bye.